Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request for Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. To be for any topic, reaction, commentary, review, re-review, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, whatever the case would be, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. And this time, Jonathan wanted me to talk about 21 and Over, a 2013 comedy, which, to be perfectly honest, I had never heard of this film. And when this film came out, it didn't really do anything. And I can see why. It's directed by the guys who wrote the first Hangover film. It was kind of funny because there's elements of this that does remind me of The Hangover, where there's people that are drunk and they're wondering where their friend's at one point, or in a good chunk of the film, instead wondering where their friend lives. And all the hijinks that happen because of alcohol. This also reminds me a little bit of Superbad. Like Miles Teller's in the film, and the way he talks, the way he acts remind me of Jonah Hill from Superbad. And then the other guy, Skylar Astin, is a little bit more of the calmer guy. Kind of like Michael Cera in that film. But anyway, it stars, like I said, Miles Teller, which I don't mind him as an actor. He was Goose's son in Top Gun Maverick. He was in a film I thought was pretty underrated called Bleed for This. He was also in Whiplash. That was a good one. So he's a guy who's a college dropout. He's the much more of the energetic of the group, cussing all the way through. And I liked him for his energy. I mean, it's hard to say that his character is likable, but because I like the actor, because I like the energy he was bringing to it, with the dialogue he was giving, like, I'm gonna fuck you all with alcohol, or, hey, it's like when an Eskimo hunts his first penguin. That's not how it works. Well, I don't care, you know. He'd be a blowhard, and with his verbiage, and I can see people not liking him, and I can't blame him for it. But again, maybe it helps that I like the actor, so his energy helped get a few smirks out of me. His buddy Skylar Astin, he's okay. He's a guy getting a bit more calm, has a bit more of has a bit of a love story aspect with this girl. And then the third guy is this guy played by Justin Chon, who plays the character Jeff Chain. I know that because one of the running jokes is Miles and Skylar keep calling him, where's that buddy Jeff Chain? Hey, where's Jeff Chain? Hey, come on, Jeff Chain. Like, they always say his full name. I don't know why. It's just for some reason that's a running joke. Like, they can't just say his first name. Even when they're talking to him, they say his full name. Pretty much, Justin's character Jeff, he's a guy whose father is very on his ass about getting into his medical field, and I guess there's an alternate version for China, even though I think Justin is Korean. I could be wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But yeah, isn't he? Let me double check. Yeah, Korean descent. But I didn't for so like, why would China care? But I guess there's like, hey, you know, let's get some money for China. Not that it did anything. Although I'm trying to remember, was he supposed to play a Chinese character? I'm trying to remember if they mentioned that. I can't remember. But I guess there's an alternate edit where there's a bit more footage, where it shows that I don't know. I didn't see that version, so I don't know why the hell I'm even talking about it. But I just find it funny that they tried to have a version for China for a film no one fucking saw. But anyway, the sad thing is you don't really get a lot of his character in this movie. Like, that's one of the issues I have with the film is he is a primary focus in a way, this Justin Chon character. playing Jeff Chang, that you see him a bit sober. The other two kind of, especially Miles Teller, push him to do this whole shindig. It's your birthday, you're 21, let's go out and party. Oh, I don't know about that. Then throughout most of the film, he's drunk, he's passed out, he's passed out, he's drunk, he's passed out. He's puking in slow motion, he's pissing on a bar, he's drunk, he's passed out, he's passed out. So you don't really get a whole lot of his character. I kind of wish he was more of a character where, or even the lead, which I think would have been interesting. So, because it's all these people like talking about him, and the two hear these little stories about him, trying to put two and two together. Wait, he had a gun, and wait, he tried to off himself, or what was going on? And then he had to explain at the end. But when it gets to the finale, where it's this confrontation with the three of them and that character's dad, it's like it didn't come off as powerful enough or as important of a moment, because we've barely known Jeff as a character, because most of the film he's just been passed out, drunk, thrown off balconies, left with stoners, getting more drunk, partying with a little bear toy thing on his crotch. And it became more about Miles and Skylar, and Miles needs to grow up, and Skylar likes this girl, even though she's got a boyfriend, but the boyfriend's this cheerleader guy who's a prick. That one of the first things that happen badly for them is one of them throws a dart and it hits the guy, and they have to leave before a fight starts. So then the story is Jeff gets more drunk, and again, slow-mo puke, again, piss at the bar, and he's so out of it, but he can't talk, he's passed out, and the other two don't know where he lives. And so the rest of the movie is them trying to find out where this guy lives. And the set pieces, I just didn't think were that memorable compared to other comedies. Even like The Hangover. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the first Hangover. I do. I like the first Hangover. I thought was fun. I could still be Mike Tyson. In the air tonight. Does that punch on? I think it's Zach Galifianakis. He still got it. All the other little events, that's still memorable. Still works. But this, they go into a sorority to ask this girl who Skylar likes because she's friends with Jeff Chang. But then they find out it's a Latina sorority, so it's the wrong sorority. And they see two women blindfolded saying, please spank us, like it's an initiation. So Miles Teller does it. They get found out. They make a run for it. Jeff was passed out in the bathroom. The joke is he's moaning on the toilet, so someone is there thinking, A, that he's a woman, and B, that he's taking a real dump. And also, he's so obvious, he takes, I think it's a tampon? It was something, he starts eating it, but it breaks it, and he swallows it and stuff. I forget what the hell it was. Could have been a damn candle for it. I think it was a tampon. Or something, I don't care. I was more just rolling my eyes so much and just looking away. Okay. They meet up with they find the girl because she's across the way, her sorority. She's like, I'll take you over to here so you can get away from these Latinas trying to find you. Go find my boyfriend. He might know where he lives. It's this bit at night, like, pep rally party where there's a big bonfire, and again, the girl's boyfriend, the cheerleader guy, is the same guy who they hit with the dart. Miles Teller pulls a gun on him, because this is a comedy. Shoots in the air. There's a buffalo there. Like a buffalo, the buffalo goes wild. Starts hitting some people. They get the hell out of there. Then they don't go to this party, and maybe someone there will know, so they leave Jeff by these stoners, and they gotta go through all these games to get to the head guy. So they play beer pong, they play a bit with the cards. You gotta hold with your lips to go from one to the other. Skylar's trying to deal with this girl. And I don't just this whole scene, I just didn't really find much laughs in it. Miles isn't much of a character other than being a loud blowhard. Skylar, most of his characters just trying to get in this one girl's pants. They get to the top, it doesn't lead anywhere because the guy doesn't know much. Jeff gets more drunk, he's outside partying, making a ruckus. Making a ruckus, I don't know what he'd be very raucous. He gets arrested, they go over, hey, they get caught by the Latina girls. They get paddled. They're made to kiss each other. The two wander during the daytime with only socks on, their asses out, which we see at the beginning of the movie. That cuts back to this happened early. It's one of those movies. It shows a scene, then 24 hours before or whatever the hell it was. They try to get the guy out of the little, not police station, but wherever the guy was held. Jeff is sobered up, gets in the car, they drive off, they drive off a little bridge thing. The car flips in a very ridiculous looking bit of business with some effects put in there. And at least that's what it looked like. Or maybe just the way it was shot, it's meant to be ridiculous. They dress him up. The dad is there. He tells them all off. Jeff says, no, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm doing what I want to do. The dad says some terrible stuff, and then Miles Teller punches him. The cheerleader guy and his buddies are there. And then once they saw what happened, he appreciates Jeff Chang because I guess his dad is a piece of crap too. And now our three characters are friends again. I mean, it kind of almost, not out of left field, but almost. Because Miles and Skylar tell each other off previously to that. Then all of a sudden they're friends because the movie has to. Justin, as Jeff, because he's so drunk and passed out, you didn't really see much of a catharsis. You didn't really see much of this arc of him maybe going from this uneasy, scared guy. You know what did that better? Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, where you saw John Cho, who's this guy who's kind of forced and pushed into doing this work that's not his, but through all the stuff that goes on this one night, and all the ups and downs, and being pushed around, and he's had enough, and then what happens at the end? He threatens his co-worker, stands up to himself, screws over those douchebags who love their Mountain Dew. Takes a chance, kisses the girl. That felt like it had more of a earned heart and narrative flow compared to this. It wants to be the hangover and it wants to be super bad, and it's not the worst comedy ever. Like I said, Miles Teller, I had some fun with this character, but at the very least, I don't think it's that memorable. The film came out and made, I guess, 25 million. So I don't know what the budget was. Which I'm surprised they made that much money. It's at best, it's okay at best, but I guess if you really need to check out something that's not the hangover, I mean, I'll watch it over The Hangover 2 and 3. I'll give you that. But like I said, like, the set pieces weren't that memorable. The characters were kind of there. One of the most important characters don't really have much. They have screen time, but they just don't have, other than being passed out or tripping over themselves or yelling, woohoo! If Justin, as Jeff Chon, if he was an actual character, then maybe the ending where they confront his dad would have been a bit more effective and a bit more like we really felt what this character has gone through. We felt his ups and downs, so we're with him every step of the way when he's confronting his dad. And I don't know. I think Miles Teller tried with what he was given. I mean, hell, you felt more for the characters in The Hangover, since those are three guys going through this little misadventures. It's like the writers, like, man, The Hangover was successful, but maybe the credit was given more to the actors and the director, and because you don't really hear people crediting the writers for the first film. And funny enough, I don't think they came back for the sequels. I don't think so. So there's like, well, we need some success. So they try to make another type of Hangover film that was not nearly as successful or memorable because the characters and like Zach Galifianakis, however, I mean, I think he's manageable in the first film. As in even the, I forget the other guy's name with the glasses. Even it felt like he had a bit more of an arc, at least in that first movie, of this henpecked husband that stands up for himself. Granted, that stuff kind of goes away in the sequels. That's why there's a lot of reasons why I don't like the Hangover sequels. But yeah, this one, it was there and then it was done. This is one of those movies that you're kind of like, okay, it is what it is. Doesn't make me mad, but I would never see it again. Kind of also remind me a bit of, what was that one? It was like a found footage comedy called Project X about this big party. Kind of remind me a little bit of that. At least that had a different type of gimmick to do for a comedy, which is rare for that kind of film to be made. Because usually you think of them as horror films, found footage, but a comedy. At least that was an interesting gimmick. I don't remember loving the movie, but at least that was something. If you want an alternative to Superbad, Hangover, and you've watched everything else, sure, give it a watch. Make up your own opinion, make up your own mind. It's not a film I would ever see again. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.